Hello, my name's Andrew, and today we're doing a first impressions review of the mukishoes Jasper slip-on barefoot shoe. So let's check it out. Up front, you've got a medium wide toe box, and a lot of mukishoes will either have a wide or extra wide, so this is something a little bit different. And if you're someone who doesn't fit into most mukishoes and you really wanted to try them, it might be a good option. In terms of the upper, it's organic cotton, which is awesome. Mukishoes has lots of ethical and organic type natural materials with their shoes, which I love. And it feels very soft, like cotton does. So you can wear these barefoot. They're really easy to slip in. They've got lots of room in the back. But one thing I like about these that are different from the lace Jaspers, which I've also tried, is that they've got more of a slant in the back. So as someone with kind of like skinny feet and ankles, I found myself like slipping around in the lace up Jasper, but the slip on is definitely more snug. And up top, it's interesting because you've got this fold down piece here, which actually makes it a little bit easier to slip the shoe on. And it's kind of funny because I just sort of put it down when I was walking around, and it kind of reminds me of like the old style Adidas Sambas. They had that kind of like flip up tongue to them, which is kind of cool. In terms of how it feels, I think I could feel just like the tiniest amount of friction right here at the top, but because it's cotton, I think it's gonna soften up a little bit. It wasn't literally rubbing, I just kind of noticed it. So I'll update you guys when I do the full review and just let you know how it feels long term. But in terms of the construction, it's got a stitched sole all the way around, which is really great for durability. And then, yeah, it feels like a nice durable cotton canvas material. It's pretty breathable. I was outside in like the mid 80s and my feet were doing all right, not too sweaty or anything. Obviously, a more open shoe that has perforation or a sandal is gonna be better for max breathability on super hot days. But yeah, I was feeling pretty good. You can wear it barefoot or you can wear it with some Injinji merino wool toe socks, which I find helps because I have toes that are kind of like scrunched together like this from wearing soccer cleats as a kid and Adidas Sambas. And so it can get a little sweaty, you know? So if you wear a sock, it separates your toes, or a toe sock, it separates your toes out so that you get more airflow through there. So, and it also just keeps the shoe clean. Not that it's a problem necessarily with a black shoe, which is always nice because it's easy to keep it clean if you're gonna go on a little bit of off-roading on some dirt or something where like a totally white shoe might get dirty really easily. In terms of the flexibility in the sole, it's 3.5 millimeters, so very, very thin. It's got a ton of flexibility. Mukishoes is probably the best brand if you're looking for maximum ground feel and just feeling like you're completely barefoot with just having the tiniest amount of protection. The tread is non-slip, it's very grippy, and this is a great tread for roads. You could walk around the city all day long on pavement, on concrete, and your feet are gonna feel amazing. I wore something really similar as a shoe salesman. They were only 3 millimeters and my feet never hurt at all just because there's so much natural movement here. There's nothing restricting your feet. And yeah, I think they're a great shoe just to kind of hang around in. In terms of alternatives, this is the Vivo Barefoot Ababa. It's another slip-on style. This one has more of a wide toe box if you're someone who needs a bit more room. It's got a leather upper. It's more of a suede material, so it feels really soft inside and out, and there's more of like a natural grain kind of feeling on the inside of the shoe. So like the Jaspers, you can wear these barefoot and it feels really amazing, or with socks, whatever you like. It's also pretty breathable. It works really well in hot conditions in the mid 80s as well. I was wearing them at the beach. And you can also wear them during winter when the floor is a little bit colder if you want something that's kind of like a slipper style. But the tread is slightly thicker. It's 4 millimeter tread, but still some really good flexibility, just like the Jasper. I think it's maybe just slightly better if you're gonna go on like gravel or anything that might wear the shoe down a little bit faster, other than like concrete or pavement, which both shoes would be fine for. It's got a pretty good heel lock as well. Like the Jasper does. It gets a little bit more tapered towards here, and then this rubber part is nice for sliding your foot into. They've also got a little bit of stretchy material here just to make it easier to slip on. And then the tread, I think mukishoes is a little bit more non-slip, but Vivo Barefoot's rubber is pretty good too. In terms of the volume of the shoe, one difference between the mukishoes Jasper and this is that mukishoes actually has a little bit more volume. It's slightly higher around the edges especially, but if you look at the Ababa, because it's stitched to the top, which again is great for durability, but it also kind of, you know, makes it a little bit more snug around the outsides of the shoes, but it is leather, so it does stretch over time. If you want a lace-up style, this is the Ahenza Vita, and it has a hemp upper extra wide toe box, so there's a ton of room. This is the widest out of the ones we've looked at so far. It has more of a stark white upper, which you wouldn't want to use this on like muddy trails, but it's better if you're going to be walking around the city and you're not planning on going through mud or, you know, rain or anything like that. I do like hemp for the breathability. I think it's a little bit more breathable than cotton. It's not quite as soft, but you can still wear these barefoot and they feel fine. I think cotton definitely has a little bit of edge just in terms of feeling slightly softer. Hemp's a little bit more rugged, a little bit more durable, but yeah, they're pretty similar. Double stitching here for a little bit of reinforcement on the back. And then in terms of the sole, it's 4 millimeters, so really similar to the other two, and some excellent flexibility. It's a pretty soft rubber as well, so I find it feels really comfortable walking on pavement and concrete for city use. Finally, we've got the Vivo Barefoot Census, and this is another one with a wide toe box and leather upper. It is stitched, again, like the Ababa, so it's kind of lower volume, but it is leather, so it does stretch. I also like the waves they've cut here in the leather, because when you flex the shoe, it prevents any of that weird crimping that can sometimes happen with leather shoes. They've also got a bit of padding here on the side, which helps with the heel lockdown, and then a smooth piece, kind of like the Ababa, so it's pretty easy to slip in, even though it is a laced shoe. So if you tie the laces a bit looser, you can kind of turn it into a slip-on shoe or like a slip-on, a slipper alternative. And then in terms of the sole, it's 3 millimeters, so this is the thinnest option. It's pretty similar to the mukishoes Jasper. There's not much difference between 0.5 millimeters, but it is nice to have a really thin shoe just to get some excellent ground feel. In terms of the tread, it's got some pretty good non-slip properties to it. I would say mukishoes, again, has a slight advantage, but they're pretty similar. All right, so that's my first impression of you, the mukishoes Jasper Slip-On and Friends, but if you'd like to support the channel, you can shop the referral links down below, browse and filter more products at my website, barefootwear.org, or watch my zero drop transition video to learn more about barefooting. Finally, if you have a question about the mukishoes Jasper Slip-On or about barefoot shoes in general, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, catch you next time, peace.